Second attempt. First attempt failed. If you guys are like me, you like electronics, you like working on CB radios, but you just like to experiment with stuff, I'm not a 100% high-tech technician, but I can fix CB radios. I've done many of them. The only ones I don't mess with Kenwoods or Yaesus or anything. That's too technical for me. But if you want to learn CB radios, this is a must-have book. If I can find the website where I got it from, these things are very hard to get a hold of. They run about $70 for these books. And it'll teach you everything there is to know, what type of patterns you need to find on an oscilloscope. If you want to know what type of equipment I have, let me take this camera off. This camera is freaking picky. It's a 4K camera, so this is a spectrum analyzer made by HP. I do not have bird meters. I can't afford them, but I do have DOSIs and MFJ, which is about as close as I'm going to get. My DOSIs are set for dead key, just like a bird meter. Your peak is going to be off because the bird meters show more than what my DOSIs do. So my brand new DOSI that I have here, that guy there, that one there is 8.5 watts off from what the bird was showing me, which is a bird 43. That is a capacitor and voltmeter checker. This is a 1.8 gigahertz frequency counter. This was my first digital oscilloscope. This is a function generator. This is a signal generator. That is a Dynascan transistor checker. This is a 2040 or B&K Precision 2040 signal generator attached in line or in series with this 1040 Service Master. And then these are my other two oscilloscopes. This one's a digital. It's an analog digital. It's a combination of both. I use this one the most. And that right there is an Ameritron 75 amp switching power supply, which I've had for 6 years, and I've never had a problem with it. Variable from 0 to I think 16 volts, something like that. Can't remember. Resistors, capacitors, odds and ends. That is a must-have. I love this thing. Oh, my screen's starting to get a little bit weird. And it is a rework station with a power supply built in it, but the power supply is very low amperage. It's for checking LEDs and small circuits if you're building small little circuits and whatnot. It also has a desolder heat gun right here, and then this is the power or the soldering station, and then that side there is the power supply. My setup is my Golden Eagle on my 2995. Yes, I have it cracked open because I was putting a repeat or a copycat in there. That's my other DOSI. This radio does probably, I have it set up at peak, probably about 160. There's no point in overdoing it. And that right there is my high drive, so it gets up to about 1200 watts. Antenna I'm using is, well, I have one of these, but I don't use it. And I'm running a Y-quad beam. Right there's my my rotor box. Those are my microphones. The one with the element that's off is the one for some reason doesn't work, but the amplifier part works. It's a microphone checker. Let me get this set up back here. Usually you can trial and error stuff, but I suggest doing that on some messed up radios, learning about them. Don't do it on anybody else's radio except for your own. Or if you have like a test radio you can mess with and play with. You can make your own probes. This book, I will be posting pictures, one picture every Sunday, to where you can learn about it. Make your own cables. I've made my own cables here. These are 50 ohm RG3/16 with soldered BNC connectors, and I use heat shrink on the bottom. These are really good cables. You can get this cable on eBay for about 19 bucks. Each company does different prices. You can do 50 feet? No, 20 feet? You can get it in different lengths. But I would suggest using this stuff for test cables. You can even let me see here, your PL259s. I'm in the process of moving my shop to a new location, so I will be closed for a while, sometime next year. You can even put the PL259s, these are gold, so these are really good connectors. They're not cheap, but you can get like 5 to 10 for like 14, 16 bucks. These are not cheap, but they are the best ones to use if you know how to solder them correctly. If you don't, well, you got to learn how to solder. It's also good to have connectors like this. I have bunches of them. T connectors. You do need to make an RF sampler. You cannot run your CB radio equipment, not even a 1 watt radio, in your equipment here and here. You need to run a sampler. You can build your own. I built my own, and I can post photos on, how do you say it? You can post photos, or I'm going to post photos, sorry, on how to make them. That's my RF sampler right there. I made it out of a piece of aluminum wallet container box. When I get a chance, I'll pop it open, take it off the wall, and I'll show you what I got, or I'll just send you a photo on how to build them. It's not that hard. It's actually quite easy. Alright, so I'm going to end this first video. My handle is Scorpion, and let me see, and I don't have my wallet with me. I do have a card with my shop name on it. Like I said, I'm not a greedy person, so whoever wants information or is looking for some information, I don't charge for information or anything. So this is free schooling, and don't take this the wrong way, but I am not the best mechanic, but no, I have not blown up anything. It's also good to have one of these. This one here cost me 130 bucks. DC Atlas Pro, it's good to have these. It's also good to have one of these. This is an antenna analyzer. You can either get a Rig Expert or you can get the MFJ. They both do exactly the same thing. This one cost me around $270. It's a pretty good piece of equipment. Yeah, it's good to be collecting stuff. Capacitors, huge. Oh, jeez, this thing's heavy. Big old transformers like this. This is an 80 amp or 75, 80. I think this is an 80 amp transformer. Damn. Boy, don't ever drop that on your foot. I collect miscellaneous stuff. I even have an old unit in Washington here, but I can't stand those radios. A lot of people like them, but I have one here. I even have an old Galaxy Saturn base station, which somebody was buying it off me, but I'm going to have to repo it because they haven't made no payments on it yet. Alright, I'm going to end this video. I will be posting this to my YouTube channel. I think I made it too long. It's almost 10 minutes long. I possibly may put this on Facebook if it'll let me. Alright, guys. Just remember to keep your comments and everything respectful. Any questions or anything on equipment or how to make specific stuff, if I have the answer, I'll gladly tell it to you. Alright, see you guys later.